New York Knicks basketball is finally back. What's going on, guys? Welcome into Clutch B-Ball TV. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And today, I'm going to be talking about the game that just wrapped up. The New York Knicks just went on to beat the Detroit Pistons 90-84. And I can't wait to break down this game. The very first preseason game, of course, the 2020-21 NBA season is starting up, and I still can't believe it. I'll never miss the losing culture, the heartbreaking losses. I just love the NBA, and I love the Knicks at the end of the day. The first player we're going to start off with is R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett started off in this game horrific. He was just absolutely atrocious. He looked like the worst player I've ever seen. He was missing open threes left and right. He airballed 2 3-pointers in this game, and they were wide open. He was missing some layups, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a break on him. Some people may be like, okay, RJ Barrett's just bust, and he's not gonna live up to the expectations. He's still very inefficient. And in the second half of this game, he overcame adversity, and it ended up being our leading scorer. Was he efficient? No, he was 7 for 16, and he was 0-4 from downtown, but he was producing on the defense side of the basketball. But I'm telling you right now, he does need to get better as a shooter. And this overall team needs to become better as a basketball team from downtown. I know we do not have the personnel, but 4 for 21? If people think or Knicks fans believe that we're going to win NBA games shooting 4 for 21 from downtown, you're crazy. We beat the Detroit Pistons, and I'm high on Killian Hayes, but he traveled like 3 times in this game. Jeremy Grant didn't do much, and Mason Plumlee, who they signed to a big deal, didn't do much at all. I thought Saddiq Bey was a main bright spot for the Detroit Pistons, and one guy that didn't have eye-popping stats, he did crash the glass pretty well, was Mitchell Robinson with 7 rebounds. But this man was an anchor on the defense side of the basketball, and I really saw some promise. He did not get into foul trouble. He realized when to play straight hands up fundamental defense, and he kept his feet active. He kept his arms active on the defense side of the basketball, so I absolutely love to see that from Mitchell Robinson. Frank Ntilikina still wasn't decisive. I don't know if this guy ever will be decisive. There was one play that summed up Frank Ntilikina's career. He was near the corner. He had an open shot, but he didn't know when to pass it, so then it just ended up being a big old mess, and it was just absolutely atrocious. Like, be decisive. Are you going to shoot it, or are you going to pass it, or you're going to drive it? Make a decision, Frank. But I actually thought he knocked down some open shots pretty well. Kevin Knox, he had one specific really nice drive to the basket, a grown man drive that I really liked out of him. I thought Nerlens Noel was a defensive anchor blocking shots. Like, don't get me wrong, Mitchell Robinson has potential and he's a good basketball player. And I'm not saying Nerlens Noel is our center of the future, but there's a reason why Nerlens Noel was probably started over Tom Thibodeau, Mitchell Robinson in this game. And first off, that starting 5 of R.J. Barrett being in that starting 5 are Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett, Alec Burks, Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle. That is not going to be the starting 5. Tom Thibodeau came out and said that he is experimenting with rotations, but Nerlens Noel has a more polished game, in my opinion. Julius Randle, at first I wasn't going to give him praise. I was like, okay, the game's not over, so he might do something stupid, but he doesn't know when to give up the damn basketball. He had some flashes. I was like, oh my God, that's a good pass. He handed it off when he had to. Wasn't shooting stupid 3-point shots. And then there was one play specifically. He jab step, looked to dribble to the basket. He fell down, turned the ball over. And it looked like we're going to blow the lead on this damn basketball game. Julius Randle, and 1 from downtown, missed the free throw. Just absolutely atrocious. But Alec Burks came into the game, brought some good shooting. We got to see our opponent of Wayne Ellington, former Knick Brick, just build an absolute brick house, the New York Bricks. We did look like the New York Bricks, but somehow we came out with this win. But Frank Ntilikina, I thought he was solid. Elfrid Payton, I thought he did a solid job running the offense. But gosh, why was this dude shooting threes at the end of the game? Like, he knows he's not a 3-point shooter. Like, why are you shooting those? That really frustrated me. We didn't get to see any of Quickly. We didn't see any of Miles Powell, Ignas Brazdeikis. We might see that in the following game. But I know who you guys want me to talk about. Obi Toppin. He made his NBA debut. In 20 minutes of action, he had 11 points. He had 7 rebounds. He actually had some nice passes as well. One specifically, Obi Toppin driving the lane. Kicked it out to Knox, open 3. But Knox made a smart decision. He was like, you know what? This might not be the highest of quality shot. He drove down the lane, and he gave it up to Obi, and then Obi gave it back to Kevin Knox. It was just such a beautiful play of basketball. It was just like so much fun to watch this team. Obi Toppin could add 14 points. He was 2 inaccurate passes of an alley-oop away from having like 15 points in this ball game. Dennis Smith Jr. had an inaccurate pass. So did R.J. Barrett. Obi Toppin showed off some athleticism. I thought he was solid from the charity stripe. As soon as he came into the game, the game was taken over by the New York Knicks at the beginning with Elfrid Payton, Julius Randle. This game looked absolutely atrocious. I was like, this team is disgusting. This team's not playing hard. But Tom Thibodeau ripped into that team. And when Obi Toppin came in, Frank Ntilikina came in, Dennis Smith Jr., that team brought a brand new energy. Obi Toppin was saving the basketball and it was about to go out of bounds. He was playing hard. And once these fans come back into Madison Square Garden, fans are going to love Obi Toppin. There were some plays I thought he could have slowed down the offense, or of course he's not the point guard, but he's going to eventually adjust to the speed of the NBA. But sometimes he rushed some shots, but he had a nice hook shot in his arsenal. He had good positioning of where to be on the basketball court. I really do believe we should start Obi Toppin. There were some passes I was not a fan of. I'm like, that's a steal in the NBA if we were not playing the Detroit Pistons. Dennis Smith Jr., I thought he did a good job facilitating. Had some nice passes there and there. His jump shot did not look great. But overall, I thought we played very hard as a basketball team. Played good defensively, because if we didn't play good defensively, this team would have been just destroyed. But luckily, Killian Hayes was not on his game. Blake Griffin was not the greatest in this basketball game. That's the matchup I wanted to see, Obi Toppin and Blake Griffin, but Obi Toppin did not start in this game. But let me know down below your thoughts and analysis on Obi Toppin's performance. Who stuck out to you the most when it came to this Knicks basketball team? Who was the worst in this ball game? And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.